What's up, YouTube? Well, today was supposed to be one of my days off. I was going to take a few days off so Billy Goat could upload some videos. But, of course, as per usual, Jack doesn't get that lucky. No, of course not. Angel might walk through and we see her for a second, but no, they can't be that nice to me. No, of course not. No, they decided, oh no, Jack, you want a few days off after uploading, I don't know how many videos in a row? No. That's Angel. She has not watched it yet, but she doesn't usually watch trailers, so you have to let her slide on that one.
Not necessarily.
She can just comment on things I say, which works. Because she's probably watched more of Sonic X than I have. Because unfortunately, I hate like soccer and stuff like that when it was on, so I didn't get to see every episode, so bear with me. And of course, Dad and Stepmom made me do things. But Paramount pulled a Hasbro. You'd have to go back to some of my older videos, me complaining about putting out trailers and information at really bad times. Well, this wasn't the worst. This wasn't as bad as Hasbro. I just wanted to take a few days off, take a break till this weekend, and then upload a bunch. A few, I should say. Not a bunch, a few. So they released the Sonic 3 trailer. And it is confirmed, I'm pretty sure it was confirmed a while ago, but Keanu Reeves is voicing Shadow. He doesn't talk a lot in this trailer, which is fine. It's Shadow. I don't remember Shadow being wordy in anything I've seen Shadow in. Joanna? Sonic X. Shadow wasn't that wordy, was he? He wasn't a big talker. So, yeah. Now, of course, the start of the trailer shows a race between Sonic, Knuckles, and Tails. And let's be honest, we don't need to see the end of that because we all know who's going to win that one. Sonic. Duh. I mean, if you don't know that, come on. Tails, and Joanna can say if she agrees or disagrees with me on this statement. Tails is not a speed person. He is not known for speed. He's known for his brains and his flying abilities. Mostly with the blue, his airplane, which I believe is called the Blue Tornado, I believe. I could be wrong there.
Oh, come on.
I'll tell you why she's complaining maybe later, I don't know. But Knuckles is known for his power, his punches, not speed. So we all know who's going to win that race. Sonic, of course. What, you're going to disagree with me on that statement?
No, I'm talking to myself.
Oh, okay, she's talking to herself. Okay. Okay, so she did not disagree with me. She's going to agree with me on that statement. And of course, they talk with James Marsden's character. I don't remember his name. Sorry, it's been a while since I've watched Sonic 2. I still need to buy Sonic 2. I've got Sonic 1 individually. Oh, hello. That's friendly. I knew that was going to happen. But I still had to laugh. See? It's Bren. She lets to make cameos in videos. It's like her favorite thing to do. Libby, not so much. Libby, I think, is taking a nap on the floor.
She is.
Hey, she's an old girl. She deserves to take a nap on the floor and be left alone.
That and it's cooler down there.
There's that, too. Well, if she really wants to be cool, she goes over by my room. Cold air vent, my door's open. You do the math. Probably nobody blames her right now. But okay, so they talk a little bit about Sonic's backstory. A little bit, kind of some teases, of course. Teases of his backstory. With James Marsden's character, I always laugh about that because you realize where he's from. If you guys don't realize it, he was in the original X-Men movies and Days of Future Past as Cyclops. Yeah, they did my boy dirty, and sorry, Cyclops has always been one of my favorite X-Men. Of course, you know I like my Wolverine, but sorry, the phone was in Brenly's spot. So, I had to move the phone. So, sorry, you got a little bit of too close in the face here. So, with that, you know, Cyclops has always been, I'm sorry, I was upset X-Men Last Stand, when they kill him off in like what, first 5 minutes or something in the movie, like, what the heck? I mean, yeah, I understand he's depressed and all that because his girlfriend supposedly died, but come on. You don't do my boy dirty like that. You don't. I hope Marvel convince him to come back for Secret Wars so we can get him in a comic accurate suit. Because that would just be awesome. But we're talking about other things other than Sonic, so let's get back to Sonic. And they do some flashes talking about Shadow a little bit. Because the government, of course, comes to Sonic. Why did I say Shadow? That was too stupid. And it's like, we need Team Sonic's help. I'm like, oh, so now you guys are all cool with Team Sonic. I mean, I remember in the first movie, you were... First 2 movies, actually, I do believe. You were all wanting to capture Team Sonic. Now you're all like, oh no, we need their help. We'll be good. I'm like, yeah, see? After Team Sonic showing you, well, mostly Sonic and Tails, but after them showing you the business for this last 2 movies, y'all learned your lesson. You don't mess with Team Sonic. Well, we'll get to that in a minute. So, of course, they had their first meeting with Shadow. And Sonic's all going, trying to play it cool. Well, first Knuckles makes a joke. He's like, oh, you're so much more intimidating the last hedgehog I fought. Sonic goes and says, I'm standing right here. And I'm like, yep. That's about right for those characters. Yep, that was just hilarious. And then a little bit later, a little bit more, and another footage. I'm not sure if they showed this back to back. I don't think they did. I think there was a little bit of a break. But, and Sonic and Shadow Man had a line in there. I can't remember. I think it was like, well, one of the only lines that we hear from him is, he says, you're a colorful bunch. Yeah, was that a Power Ranger reference? Probably would have been. Probably might be. I mean, they are blue, red, and yellow. I mean, who wouldn't make a Power Rangers reference there? I know this guy would. But okay, so Sonic's all like, oh, we don't want to fight you and all that. And Knuckles, of course being Knuckles, goes and says, I kind of do. And then rushes at him. Of course he gets his butt kicked. And of course in the first fight, Tails and Sonic, all 3 get their butt kicked. Because they're kind of showing that Shadow is a little bit more powerful than Knuckles. And then Sonic, when it comes to the speed level, which I do believe is video game accurate, and I do believe that is accurate to Sonic X. Is that correct, Joe?
What?
If you remember? In Sonic X, wasn't Shadow usually portrayed as a little bit more powerful than Sonic? Just a little bit.
Just a little bit, but then again, he had more training.
Yeah.
Because he was actually one of the protectors of the stones. In fact, the main stone. I'm pretty sure.
The Master Emerald. No, that was Knuckles. That was the boss of the Master Emerald. I remember that, but...
some type of training where he was just a little bit more...
So, no, they did not do his backstory perfectly from... I was actually going to ask you this. Thank you for saying that.
What?
If they did his in Sonic X, if they did his backstory from the video games, 100%.
Excuse me?
No, they did not, which does not surprise me. Because if you guys don't know Sonic's backstory
I hope
from...
I didn't get onto the camera.
What?
I belched.
I think it did show that, by the way. Just so you know. Which is funny, by the way. But no, what ended up in the video games, Joanna doesn't know this. She's not a video game person. So she would not know this. So...
I used to play the old school Mario, but that was about it.
She played it with her cousins. I mean, we can't blame her. That's a good game. I mean, if you're going to play something, that is a good game. If I had that, and you could play it, she probably still would. But unfortunately, I do not have original Mario. The closest I have is Mario 64. Still a good game, but I don't know if she'd play that. But okay. What?
Maybe.
Okay. It's on the Switch, though. I'd have to hook it up to the TV, which I don't think your dad would really appreciate. So we're not going to do that. Right now. I like how I say right now. Yeah. But as I was saying, so his backstory in the video game is very, very dark and very sad. So I could see why Sonic X being a kid show would avoid this. Because, okay, to run it through shortly, he is created by Gerald Robotnik, who is our Robotnik's grandfather. Yes, grandfather. I heard somebody call him his dad. I'm like, no, that is his grandfather. Get it. Make sure you know your information. And he calls him Pop Pop in the trailer, because he does show up. So they're doing that part, at least, of his backstory. There's one part I don't know what they're going to do. Which is, okay. So Shadow was created for a very kind of sad reason. It's kind of like an immortality thing. And to fight diseases, to help out his granddaughter, Maria, who is Eggman's cousin. Now, I don't know how much Eggman knows about this, obviously. You know, movie universe or video game universe, because I've not played those games. I just know roughly what his backstory is. So, in Shadow, the reason why in the games he is more powerful is he is actually a hybrid of Sonic's race and one other race, which I'm not going to mention, that it's like Black Knight, Dark something. I'm not sure. I don't really know these characters that well. Again, not played that many Shadow games. Sonic games. Why did I say Shadow? Well, I think Shadow has a few of his own games too, but yeah, I've not played that many. So I can only give you a rough down. But yeah, so, and of course, in the process of things, Maria does pass away. That's why they see his backstory. They even say in the trailer, his backstory is very tragic. Unlike Sonic's, where he found his family. All Shadow found was tragedy. So it looks like they may be going with a video game accurate backstory for Shadow. Which, me being a video game nerd, I'll use the word nerd, makes me very happy. I mean, again, as I said about the Sonic X part, is it makes sense that they would not go with that tragedy, that backstory. You know, because, as I pointed out, you agree that backstory would be a little, just kind of steps on a little bit too dark for a kid show. If you were listening.
Not really.
Well, his backstory is a little too dark for a kid show, and let's be honest. Yeah, since it's a kid show, Power Rangers steps on that one a little bit when it comes to the dark level sometimes. Lost Galaxy, I'm looking at you, but you guys played that off so well, and your reasoning behind it. I won't get into that. Maybe I'll get into that on my TikTok. Maybe. Actually, I probably will, actually. But, yeah. So, but they ended up, and what ends up, so, they do show that, and they do show Maria. I'm not sure who's playing her, but that's interesting. Also, another casting that eagle-eyed people noticed, I noticed it from another person pointed out, because I didn't notice when I looked at the trailers, Christine Ricci from, well, I'm going to call it what I know her from, Wednesday from the Addams Family movies in the 2000s. You heard that right, if you listened.
Not really.
The actress that played Wednesday in the Addams movies in the 2000s is going to be in Sonic.
No.
3.
I didn't hear that, Jack.
Oh.
I didn't watch the trailer.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Wow.
now she's in a... Really? Really? No. Not during videos. Hopefully you guys didn't see that, but I think you did.
Yes.
Well, this is us. This is just why I did this in here instead of doing it in the other room. It's just because she can be a little goofy sometimes. Wait, I can't say anything. You guys are used to my goofy butt by now, though. But okay, so she was in a gun agent, which I guess is some government organization, uniform. So I don't know if she's going to be playing a game from the character from the lore or not, because let's be honest, I don't know that many human characters in the Sonic lore that they could be. I mean, the only character I know of, on top of my head, besides the ones that have been in the Sonic games already, is Eggman and Chris from Sonic X. And I doubt they're going to go as far as introducing Chris from the Sonic X games in Sonic 3. That would be cool. I think he did have a female friend. I don't remember what her name was, though. Been too long since I watched Sonic X all the way through, so bear with me on that one. But, yeah, so there's that as well. So there's a chance here that, yeah. So maybe we could see him. That'd be actually kind of cool to see Chris again. But, a new interpretation, he might be older in this than what he was in Sonic X, which would be fine. More like his age he was in Sonic X Season 2, where he was an adult, but yet when he went to Sonic's World, he was back in his kid body, which was always cool, was always interesting to me. But yeah, so the only other character they introduced, of course, oh, here's the big thing. Robotnik, apparently, at least for a little while during the movie, I don't expect him to stay there the entire time, is going to be working with Sonic and Team Sonic. Yeah, I'd keep him on a short leash. It's Robotnik, or Eggman, whichever one you want to call him. Yeah, I think even if she was paying attention, she would agree with me. Yeah, Sonic, keep him on a short leash. Tom, there we go, that's James. I believe it's James, Marston's character's name. Tom, I keep my firearm fixed on him at all times. But I don't think he's going to be around. So, Sonic, keep an eye on him. I don't trust him. And I don't trust him about as far as I could throw him. Which, since he's gained weight, since the last movie, is not very far. Which is even farther. Less farther. So, yeah, less farther? No. Sorry, that was a bad English there. I can't throw him as far anymore. Well, than my strength level anymore, so this really can't throw him very far. But okay, as I was saying here, so there's that twist. And also another reason I'm thinking they're definitely doing a version of Shadow's backstory from the games is because we do see Gerald Robotnik in the trailer, aka Eggman's grandfather, and he calls him Papa Robotnik, which is funny. You know, funny. That's funny. So there's a chance we're going to see at least a version of his backstory, which would be cool. Then, of course, that's pretty much everything. As I said, I trust Shadow before I trust Robotnik, but that's just me, though. All right, I'm going to let you guys go. I'm going to hop on out of here. Angel says bye as well, even though she's not really paying any attention right now. But that's okay, though. I didn't expect her to. Really? With the chip in your mouth? Someone's being goofy. How much sugar have we had today?
Not much, surprisingly. I've only had one bowl of Mountain Dew.
In other words, she's like this on her own.
Yes.
Scary. Kidding. I'm used to it.
This is my second.
At least that bottle's not empty. If you know the reference, because you know us both outside of YouTube, then you know the reference. If not, I ain't gonna tell you. Alright, I'll catch you guys a little later. Maybe Billy will post a video tomorrow or the next day. I don't know. We'll see. But I won't be posting anything till this weekend. So I will catch you later.